I'm not late.
I'm early.
Oh, Robert sends his regards.
Thank you. How's he doing?
Busy as a bee.
And you?
The lady of leisure, and rather enjoying it at the moment, actually. How are you?
I'm so-so.
So I can see you're not your usual chipper self.
I think what I've got is a case of the end of the winter blast. I get them every year, but this time I think I've got a particularly bad case.
Well, maybe a nice lunch will cheer you up. Do you want to order?
You know what I want? I want to go someplace real far away. I know this menu by heart.
Well, do you want to go somewhere else?
No, I mean someplace away, far away. I mean, just away from this town, away from work. Not for long, mind you. Just take a break.
Well, everyone deserves a break now and then.
Well, Holly, as a matter of fact, that's one of the reasons why I asked you to have lunch with me. I was wondering if maybe you'd be interested in going with me.
You mean take a trip?
Bad idea.
No. Forget it. No, go on. What have you got in mind?
You mean you'd consider it?
That depends. I certainly have the time.
Well, a week. I mean, that's all I'm talking about. Just a week.
Well, where were you thinking of going?
I don't know. Someplace warm and someplace with a lot of men.
Well, I like the sound of the warm bit.
Are you really serious?
Yes, you can have the men. I'll chaperone.
You really would go away somewhere with me?
I think it's a marvelous idea.
I mean, you don't think Robert would mind you just running off like that, do you?
Oh, come on. You know more than anybody else that it's just a marriage of convenience. He wouldn't mind.
Oh, well, look who's here.
Oh,
hello there. What's the special?
We're too excited to eat.
Oh, what's up? Holly and I just decided that we are taking a trip.
Oh, great.
Is Robert going to?
No, he's got too much work.
Well, you'll be back in time for our wedding, I hope.
Sure, we're only planning on going away for a week.
Great. Well, speaking of plans, we better get over there while our lunch hour is still hot and decide who's who at this wedding, okay?
Yeah, and I think I better strike while the iron is hot.
Okay, do you want to order?
Oh, who can think of food? Where do you want to go? Do you want to go abroad?
Someplace, not Europe. Definitely not Europe. You know who would have a good idea? Robert.
Of course. Robert's been all over the world.
He'd know the perfect place for us to go.
Oh, Holly, talk to him about it tonight, okay?
Well, why don't I try and get him right now? He might still be at home.
Good idea. I will order us some wine.
Okay.
You know, I've heard this story about a minister who's marrying these two people, and he gets around to the phrase about obey, even though they asked him not to say it. Now, what if our minister happens to do that? What are you going to do?
Well, when he asked me to repeat it, I'd just say, I take it out.
It's only a word.
Yeah, but when you say it during your wedding service, it's called a vow. I don't intend to make vows that I'm not going to keep. Love, wonderful. Honor, sure. Obey, forget it.
All right. I'm not asking you to say it.
Good. I was just making myself clear up front.
Claudia, I don't care what we say, just as long as we get married as quickly and as painlessly as possible.
You know, some people actually write their own vows.
I'm not that creative.
But, baby, I could do it.
Oh, sure, I can see it now. Do you, Bryan, promise to take out the garbage every day on the lawn?
No, seriously, look, if we think about it, we can write beautiful things about each other.
Well, we could pick a poem and ask the minister to read it.
Wonderful. Then we could say it ourselves.
No. I'll be nervous enough as it is.
Babe, you gotta participate somehow.
Oh, I will be participating. I will say I do at the appropriate time. And that, my dear, is responsibility enough.
That, my dear, I disagree with.
Look, I am no good at that sort of thing, and that's it. We're just going to have a normal wedding.
And that's in order?
If you want to put it that way, yes, it is.
So we're back to the obey clause.
Claudia, I'm not asking you to obey me. I'm just asking you to get along.
Okay, but, you know, getting along is a two-way street, baby. We've got to make concessions.
Wait a second. We're turning this into a fight. I don't want that to happen.
Neither do I.
Well, Eureka, we finally agree on something.
Yeah, it's a minor miracle.
I am sorry if you want me to stand up and read poems, if you want me to light a candle. That's fine with me. I'll do anything you want. So this is what it's about.
Marriage?
Compromise. Now, what do you want to eat? How many lists have you made?
I keep losing them.
Well, your lunch is getting cold.
Baby, now we have this natty problem that's been bothering me. Maid of honor or matron of honor, as the case may be.
What's the problem?
Who to ask?
Well, who do you want?
Well, I've got two choices.
Have them both.
Can't do that.
Why not? It's your wedding. You can do anything you want.
Darling, the lady you asked to stand up for you is very important. Do you know that my mother and her maid of honor are still best friends?
Well, then pick your best friend.
Well, I mean, I love Leslie a lot. I kind of like to ask Rose. In some ways, we're real close.
Well, I don't have any decision to make. I'm asking Rick.
To be your best man?
Mm-hmm. My first and only choice.
Rick and Rose. Rick and Rose. Terrific.
Sure, if that's what you want.
Great, and Leslie will be just waiting in the congregation. Are you out of your tree?
Why are you making such a big deal out of this?
Babe, I told you what I saw, Rick and Rose together.
And I am trying to forget that.
Okay, granted, it probably was innocent, but we shouldn't just push them together like that.
So what are we going to do?
Well, you tell me.
Well, look, I appreciate the problem, but there's only one person I want for my best man, and that's Rick.
And that settles that.
What's that?
If you're gonna ask Rick, then Leslie's my matron of honor. And what are you, some kind of a troublemaker or something?
I try. Look, I don't know about this flower girl thing, and I'm not quite sure about this ring bearer bit. What's the matter?
Nothing. Just start counting slowly, 1 to 10.
What for?
I think you're gonna like what you're gonna see.
Yeah, let me take this way.
Baby, where are you going?
I'm gonna toss that chump out of here.
Hold it. Now, he has as much right to be here as we do.
That scum doesn't belong any place in the civilized world.
Wait a minute, you can't say that. What are you gonna do?
Listen, that turkey in New York, people used to walk across the street when they used to see him coming, and I don't want him anywhere near you.
Well, Heather doesn't look scared.
Well, maybe I should warn her.
Baby, please, now don't make a scene here. Just let it go.
I'm going to wear it.
For me.
What the hell is Heather doing with him?
I don't know. That guy gives me the creeps.
I don't think she knows who she's messing with.
I mean, she could be in trouble?
Not could be. Is.
Oh, honey. Do you think Scotty knows?
If he doesn't, he's slipping.
Well, maybe we should tell him.
I don't owe Scotty a thing.
I wasn't thinking of Scotty. I was thinking of Heather. If he's as bad as you say he is...
Forget it. Let's go.
No, wait a minute now. Something might happen to her.
Being with him, she's just asking for it.
But that's not fair. Maybe she doesn't know about
Then let
it.
Scotty clue her in.
Yeah, but he doesn't even know she's with him.
What do you want me to do? Go over there and tell her that she's sitting with a slime? She wouldn't listen to me anyway.
But you gotta tell Scotty.
I don't want to ever talk to Scotty.
Okay, then don't. But if something happens to that girl and you could have prevented it, how will you feel then?
Let's get out of here.
How long ago?
I just left the place.
And Heather was with that creep?
He's not just a creep, he's a lot worse. I know him in New York. He's brutal, especially with women.
I owe you.
You don't owe me, you owe Claudia. She doesn't hold a grudge like I do.